Here, I like this event when we do this more than the Christmas one because there's only so much planting stuff I could do when we have our Christmas event. So you get to see more of me tonight. We did the shade planter. We did the nice, easy sun planter. But another category that's been really popular with people was succulents. And so I just wanted to do a little one kind of showing in relationship, and I know they're out of town, so I'm going ahead and using their pot. I had some people come in, I talked to them about some succulents for it. Well, they had this really tall pot they wanted to do, and I thought, you know what, as long as I'm doing it, might as well show you guys an idea for that. And so with that tall, narrow pot, we really want more vertical element with it, because we've already got that going. We want to keep that same theme going. But they wanted to do some different colors instead of just greens in the succulents. So I've got several different ones here. This one is a member of the pencil cactus family, and it's called Fire Sticks. And if you look at any of our succulents we have growing over here, they all look healthy, they all look nice, but the color is nowhere as intense as it's going to be when you grow it outside. It's kind of a jip early in the season to me. The roof filters out all the UV light, so you know, we're in here in March sweating away and nobody has a tan because it blocks it all. Well, the same way we tan, it brings out the colors in a lot of these. So you can get an idea, but when this is growing out in the heat, it is really yellow and orange, and that's the fire stick part of it. And they can get pretty big, so I'm going to do him right in the center of that pot. And then to kind of balance that out, I've got these blue, well, it's just called blue now. It used to be blue chalk fingers. And they get pretty good size and vertical again with that. And so I'm going to do them on the sides of it and kind of balance that out, and that'll fill most of that area upright and through the middle with that blue, orange, yellow colors. And so that all can go right in there. And some of these bigger ones, because I picked some big ones for this big pot, I may have to kind of tamp them down a little harder than usual. But we didn't want everything just to be straight up in this pot, and they wanted to bring in some other colors. So this is kind of related to some of the ice plant, the green one that you see. It's going to be very viney and then has a hot pink flower to it, but it's got this green and white foliage to it. And so I'm just, since it's a square pot, usually I do things in odd numbers, but I'm just going to put one of those in each corner, and that'll give that fill and that cascade out of the planter. And so, you know, even though they're succulents and they like to be in the sun, and a big pot like this maybe once a week, if I really gave it a good watering, that's all it's really going to need. And if I'm gone an extra day or two and it goes 7 or 8 days, it's not going to die. The speed of your growth may slow down some. You may not get quite as fast a growth. Or, by that same token, if I decide to water it because I don't believe the weatherman and it rains a few days later, that's okay too. We just want to make sure that before we water it again, it gets a chance to dry down. And succulents are a little bit different than cactus. Cactus like to dry down, and then they like to stay dry for a little while. Succulents just like to get dry, and then it's time to water them again. They don't hold on quite as long as a cactus. So, you know, this would give a real vertical and then draping look to that really tall pot. And we've got blues and orange and yellow and white and the pink flower in there. So that'll make a neat succulent pot here in a few weeks.